let's go ahead and start the review for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. First thing I want to talk about is the graphics for this game were very, very good. For a 2017 game, they did a really good job on the graphics, game lighting, all of that looked really good. Some of the portions were pretty dark, but I think it was meant to be pretty dark so that you could use the lightsaber to hold it up and light your way through. I'm just a brute and was like, oh, I'll just run straight through. And unnecessary. But the graphics, the game lighting, amazing. Didn't have a problem with it. Soundtrack, awesome. I felt like it was an adventure through the Star Wars universe and hearing some of the classic music from Star Wars, the movies. So did an amazing job on the soundtrack. Characters, I think I would have to say my favorite character would be Grease. Grease was pretty silly. And you know what? I would have to say like BD1 and Grease are right there as some of my favorite characters in the game. Other than that, I mean, everybody was just fine. The writing was fine. I don't want to say like the writing was bad because it wasn't. I don't want to say it was like top tier, but it definitely was pretty damn good. And I am very excited to play Jedi Survivor. The story of the game was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like game of the year, but it was a good story. I loved seeing a lot of the villains, especially Vader at the end coming out and having to run from him, because you are not a Jedi Master. You are not killing Vader. You are running from Vader. So that was pretty cool. I did like that. There were like no side quests. There were side activities. So that was pretty cool. The side activities you would do is like finding ponchos. This is one thing that I wish that they would have done, is added something other than a poncho. Like, the ponchos are cool and all, but when it's the only thing you have, it's like, come on, we could have put something else in there. But getting the color schemes for your poncho, for BD1, and for the Mantis were pretty cool. Side activities gives you something to do, discovering a lot of that stuff, and especially like finding out some of the lore. That was really cool. That was fun to do. But yeah. The combat was really good. The only problem I have to say with combat is I had to play at 30 frames per second. I wasn't able to play at 60, so I felt like I was not blocking at the right time. So unfortunately, the combat was really good, but it could have been better if I could have played at 60 frames per second. And the reason I couldn't play at 60 frames per second is there's a big bug that should not have been in there. And that is, if you're playing over at least on the console version, if you're playing over anything that is 30 frames per second, the audio desyncs. It was such an annoyance because when I play a video game, it doesn't really bother me if I have to play at 30 frames, but it bothers me enough that it's like, why even put that option in there if I can't play it and hear the story at the same time? You know, it's one of those things that I was just like, it was just sitting in the back of my head, just like every time I was fighting a boss, like, man, I could probably do this better if I was playing at 60 frames. Also, I don't even want to say game design. Level design, I loved the level design, opening up the shortcuts, taking different paths, finding different treasures. That was really, really fun. And yeah, didn't have too many bugs. Level design was great. Combat was really fun. I think it could have been better if we were at 60 frames per second, but I feel like that is a console issue. I don't know if it's the same on PC, but I'm playing on a PS5, so, you know. But other than that, everything else is really, really good about the game. If I was going to give it a rating, I have to give it a I want to say a 7.5. I do want to say a 7.5. But I'm going to give it a 7. And the main reason why is because of this not being able to play at 60 frames per second, and being able to play the story at the same time. So that was very sad. I think I would even give it an 8 if it wasn't for that. Everything else in the game was so amazing, and I had a ton of fun. So hopefully DICE will come back and maybe patch it to where you can play at 60 frames and hear the story. But other than that, I give it a 7 out of 10. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Let me know why down in the comments below. It only helps the channel. Also, if you enjoy content just like this, be sure to subscribe, or don't. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. And like always, everybody, have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night, or whatever time it may be in your part of the world. Mr. John Wayne, signing off.